It's seen as the biggest story yet in Nigeria's political space. The ministerial nominee, former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, scales through Senate screening. Among other nominees screened on the floor of the Senate, information coming through. 18 out of the 31 local government areas in Akwa Ibom State will go through another round of elections ordered by the tribunal on the heels of discrepancies during the polls in the affected councils. The APC and its candidates, Umana Okon have alleged that elections did not take place in any part of Akwa Ibom State. Also, the Yobe State Governorship Tribunal sitting in Abuja has upheld the election of Governor Ibrahim Gaidam of Yobe State. Tweeted us. Let's know your thoughts on the subject. A joint venture agreement between the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and other oil companies operating in the country are to be investigated by a committee in the House of Representatives. The motion, which was adopted in plenary, also mandated the committee to carry out a forensic assurance review of the joint venture accounts. It's prime time in Lagos. Data feeds still coming through in one place simultaneously. Tribunal Chairman Danladi Umar has adjourned the trial of Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki to November the 5th and 6th, just moments after it initially began. Does his fate hang in the balance? The President has named Professor Mahmoud Yakubu as the National Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, ahead of elections coming in Kogi, Bayelsa and Akwa Ibom States. 5 new national commissioners were also named for the commission. It's prime time in Lagos. This is State of the Nation. This is State of the Nation. I'm Gimba Omar. Information still coming through. Data feeds coming through on our social media platforms. You can check them out. Now, after stalling the screening of Rivers State's Governor, former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amaechi 3 times, the Senate on Thursday screened the former governor for ministerial position. As expected, Mr. Amaechi's screening was not without drama and controversy. The minority leader, Godswill Akpabio, first told the Senate that the PDP caucus would not ask him any questions since the report of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions had not been debated by the Senate. But the majority leader, Ali Ndume, suggested that Mr. Amaechi should take a bow and go, saying that one of his duties as Senate leader was to market the ministerial nominee. However, the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, ensured that he was questioned, leaving the moment for all Progressives Congress APC senators alone. While fielding questions from the senators, Mr. Amaechi said that he disliked corruption, adding that he was not indicted in the whole report of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry of Rivers State. That was one of many responses the former governor of Rivers State responded to.
The first nominee we have was this morning is Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amaechi.
It's a long time coming for the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, after his screening had been postponed twice.
The minority.
This time, Mr. Amaechi is piloted into the hallowed chambers with anticipation of what will form the line of questioning for this 2-time governor. For the nominee, he begins his 50 minutes before the Senate on a lighter note.
Distinguished Senator George Sekibo, who happens to represent my senatorial district, distinguished Senator Lakawogu, who's been my longtime friend. We were roommates when I was at the Rivers State University of Science and Technology before I left for the University of Port Harcourt. Distinguished Senator Tango Didozo, who happened to be my former Commissioner for Finance when I was the Governor of Rivers State.
And just as he concludes on his achievements as a 2-time Speaker and Governor of Rivers State, the Senate Minority Leader raised a point of order, while the Majority Leader states otherwise.
President, I don't intend to bring any controversial issue. And I want to crave your indulgence to point out that the PDP senators and the caucus seated here we will not have any question for the nominee because we have just received the report of the public petition bordering on issues on fraud, corruption, and all sorts of things from the Senatorial Committee, and we are yet to look into this. We have not debated that report at all, and so we will have little or nothing to ask the nominee. Is that the decision of the PDP caucus?
Yeah. This is a confirmation hearing. It does not stop the confirmation hearing. But we are glad that you are saying that you are not asking the nominee question. We might as well, as the Speaker and the former governor, ask the nominee. Take a bow and go.
Over 10 questions were, however, raised by senators, with some bordering on corruption, transparency, leadership, and good governance.
There was a panel instituted by the present government of Rivers State. I believe it's a judicial commission. And from what we were reading in the papers, this commission indicted you on corruption, serious corruption allegations.
I repeated that I brought all the copies of the panel. I didn't bring the white paper. All the copies of the panel. I didn't bring the white paper. There is nowhere I was indicted. If the Senate President permits me, I'm ready to lay this on the table so that members can have opportunity of reading it.
If eventually confirmed, which I'm confident they are going to be confirmed, what will you do in your first 100 days? Set up an example of those of us in that group. That the unity we are yearning for, that the rule of law we believe in, that good governance where the Nigerians are yearning for, has really or is being realized by the new dispensations.
Let me thank Senator Wamako. What will I do to ensure that when you talk about unity, diversity, good governance and all that, there must be consequence for actions taken by anybody. If we begin to punish people who disobey the law or the constitution, then we will keep our unity. Believe me, the truth is that the Ikwere man in my village has nothing against the Hausa man in Sokoto. The fight is among the elites. And the fight among the elites is not because you're from Sokoto or I'm from River State. If you bring the money and me and you are sharing, we won't know you're from Sokoto, you won't know I'm from River State. What we know is the money. So the unity is there. It is the quarrel among the elites on the issue of power sharing and capital sharing.
Can you define from your own view what corruption is all about?
Corruption is very difficult to define. If you're a public officer and you don't take bribe, I have never taken bribe in my life.
As Mr. Rotimi Amaechi takes a bow and leaves the chambers, a loud jubilation greets his exit outside the Senate chambers. Other nominees were screened as well, and sitting has been adjourned till Tuesday, October 27.